There has been some massive news regarding the cryptocurrency industry over the weekend. I want to share those four very important stories with you. Yeah, I know the price action hasn't been the most exciting recently, especially for the top cryptocurrencies. But that being said, there are still big things happening in this market. So today I want to share some very important stories that you should definitely know about if you are invested into crypto. My name is Lark. Every day I make videos talking about cryptocurrency investing. So if that is a topic that you like learning about, appreciate staying up to date with, then definitely tap on the thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm. That'd be awesome. Thank you in advance for taking a quick second to do that. By the way, if you are a cryptocurrency trader, you need yourself an account over at Femex is the best exchange for longing and shorting a wide variety of the top cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, Cardano, they got all of the good stuff. Use the link down below in the description to start your account and get 10% off of your fees and up to $3,600 in trading bonuses. Now let's go ahead and get into this. And before we jump into the news stories, I just wanted to share two very interesting things that have been happening with you. One, right now, Bitcoin is trying to break this RSI downtrend that we have been in since basically Bitcoin topped out at $69,000. Now you can see here previously what happened when we had this big, long RSI downtrend that basically lasted half of 2021. This current RSI downtrend has lasted for a lot less time, but you can see that once the 2021 one finally broke, we had a massive rally, a spike on the RSI, followed by, of course, another downtrend. We had a breakout, etc., etc. But this particular downtrend breakout gave us a 130% rally for Bitcoin, taking it from the summer lows all the way up to a new all-time high. Nice. Could history be about to repeat? Fingers crossed. However, if we are looking at history repeating, going from a major oversold signal to a breakout, well, then we might expect a little bit more ranging here before we get that breakout momentum. I know we are just tipping over. You can't even really see it on here. We're just starting to tip over that line of resistance. We shall see, of course, if this is the moment for a breakout or if we have a bit more sideways action coming for the markets, which would be a bit more, ranging sideways for the RSI here before we do get that definitive breakout moment. But if this is the breakout moment, if we can see the price rally by even just a few percent over the next couple of days, that would give us that breakout moment, especially if we have enough volume backing that. If we have a breakout on no volume, of course, that invalidates it. But some hopium nugs for the hopium bong there for you. Also, last week we had $670 million worth of Bitcoin being taken off of centralized exchanges. Big buyers gobbling the dip. As always, every time we have a major dip in the market, this is exactly what happens. Whales come in, splash around, let the plankton just jump into their mouths. They feed well. $670 million of Bitcoin taken off exchanges, dumped into cold wallets for long-term storage. These guys have seen the reports. They know that buying Bitcoin around $33,000, $34,000, $35,000 last week basically gives you a chance to 30 to 35x your money by 2030 if, as many analysts say, we do get our $1 million Bitcoin. I believe it's coming. A lot of people believe it's coming. These investors probably also buy into that thesis. Let's get into the news. So, first big story. An Arizona bill aims to make Bitcoin legal tender. This would be massive if it happened. Now look, as exciting as this sounds, wow, a U.S. state could make Bitcoin into legal tender. Probably not going to happen, unfortunately. I think it's a nice symbolic move. However, it would face a lot of resistance trying to do that due to the existing laws in the United States, basically granting the dollar supremacy across the land. However, it's still a pretty cool move. At least, we have pro-crypto politicians who are keen on seeing these kind of things happen. Look, even if they made some kind of symbolic thing where, okay, it's not legal tender, but maybe they make some great things to allow for payments and stuff like that. That would at least be cool. Legal tender obviously is a whole nother game in terms of legal status. But even legalization for payments, support, financial institutions and stuff like that would be a big deal. But no, this bill does want to make it legal tender. Now, just food for thought, even though it's probably not going to happen. If Arizona were, by some crazy fluke, succeed in doing this, get around the constitutional problems, actually get the political support to make it happen, then it would be, of course, a very big deal. Arizona may have around the same population as El Salvador, where it's got 10x the GDP. Plus, the implications of Bitcoin being made legal in a U.S. state would be hard to comprehend. It would break everything. It would break it all open. That would be it. Mainstream adoption. Then Texas would do it. Then Florida would do it, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If, of course, that were to happen in Arizona. Like I said, it's a big uphill battle, and this bill's probably nothing more than symbolic, but it's still exciting to see it happening, nevertheless. This is big news. News story number 2. $76 billion asset manager, WisdomTree, is looking to launch a wallet allowing users to buy Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. You don't say. Big news. Big news. You see, many of the world's biggest asset managers, your likes like Fidelity, for example, these guys have been getting into crypto in one way or another. So seeing WisdomTree literally going to launch a wallet to allow their rich clients to be able to more directly buy Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, massive. Will a lot of their clients use it? Remains to be seen, but it's still a pretty cool story in terms of look at what's happening with these different companies, these major investment funds going in on crypto. Their customers are demanding it, and these companies are scrambling to get some kind of response to meet customer demand. If you watched my video on Saturday about the Tiger 21 group and how they're planning on investing, sure, they're investing in real estate and electric vehicle stocks, but they're big time into crypto. Any high net worth individual right now ignoring cryptocurrencies is going to miss out massively. Again, if Bitcoin goes to $1 million by 2030, that would be about a 30x, 32x, something like that on your money if you were to buy Bitcoin today. You are going to be hard pressed to beat that kind of return on the open. Gold's not going to go 32x by 2030. Most of the stocks won't. Oh, sure, some small stocks will and stuff like that. But you have to think about these guys who are bringing in hundreds of millions of dollars. Where can they get an asset that's got enough liquidity that they can then exit for a few billion without crashing the price? It's Bitcoin. It's Bitcoin. Also, Bloxworks shared some pretty big stories we've actually had over like the last week or so, just to let you know how big the institutional scene is developing around cryptocurrencies. Yes, it's pretty exciting that we saw, of course, WisdomTree offering a crypto wallet for their clients. But look at this, just over last week, Fidelity plans US ETFs tied to the metaverse and cryptocurrency industry. Fidelity still trying to get some kind of ETF products to market related to crypto. They just got their spot Bitcoin ETF application denied by the SEC because the SEC is a criminal organization that doesn't want regular people to get access to Bitcoin. Basically, they have no good reason to continue to deny a spot Bitcoin ETF in the USA. Anyway, Fidelity out there still trying to get crypto-related ETFs. BlackRock, the world's biggest asset manager, planning a blockchain and tech ETF amid crypto meltdown. Bank New York Mellon sees potential for digital asset revenue in 2023. Charles Schwab considering filing for a crypto spot ETF. These are some of the world's biggest freaking assets. I mean, between BlackRock, Charles Schwab, and Fidelity, I literally think those are like the 3 biggest asset managers in the freaking world, all making crypto plays. They all see the writing is on the wall. How can we get involved? And they're looking for ways that they can do that. Obviously, the regulatory scene is still giving them a hard time in terms of launching the products that they actually want to launch, so that their clients actually want. But they're getting involved, and it's only going to get bigger, the involvement of these companies. Third big story out of Russia. So we've been talking over the last 2 weeks or so about how the Central Bank of Russia wants to ban cryptocurrencies, and the finance ministry came out and said, no, we're not going to ban cryptocurrencies, we're going to regulate cryptocurrencies. Then the president came out and said, hey, actually, we probably should regulate cryptocurrencies. Russia's got a lot of potential advantages when it comes to Bitcoin mining. It's got a lot of potential for the industry overall. We should do something about that. Well, here's something new, something that actually hasn't come out, I think, of a lot of the previous back and forth exchanges between the central bank and the finance ministry, is that the Russian government, or different ministries within it, have agreed on a roadmap to regulate crypto. So we've had a lot of different organizations coming ahead here: Ministry of Finance, Economic Development, Prosecutor's Office, Financial Monitoring Services, Federal Tax Service, Ministry of Digital Development, Federal Security Service, Ministry of Interior. All these guys coming out in support of, yes, let's nail it down. Let's, make this roadmap happen. The roadmap was signed, by the way, by the deputy chairman of the government. Pretty big deal. Pretty damn big deal here. This is probably the most significant thing to happen in Russia in terms of regulations. And obviously nothing has happened. We don't have laws or anything yet that have been enacted. We have a roadmap which has been signed and supported by a working group comprising many different government agencies. Of course, Bank of Russia still, they were part of that working group, but they're still saying, no, we just want to ban cryptocurrencies. 100% ban, no cryptocurrencies for anybody. Basically, everybody else disagrees, which is good because it means that, an organization which is not calling all the shots anyway is in the minority viewpoint when it comes to the legalization of crypto inside of Russia. So this is a good thing. I hope that we can really see the Russian government getting this right. Russia is, of course, one of the world's biggest economies, so it would be a big deal to see their citizens getting access to cryptocurrencies in a meaningful way that actually has regulatory support from the government. It's a big opportunity for any country right now to make positive regulations regarding cryptocurrencies. Let's see if Russia gets this right or not. Final story for today. This is another regulatory one. I know, regulatory news is not exciting. Lark, tell me the altcoins are going to go 100x, man. The regulatory news is important because this is actually building the thesis, right? Why are we investing in cryptocurrencies in the first place? What is the point? Obviously, for face melting gains, that's the main point. However, how do we get face melting gains? Well, we have to have more and more adoption happening all the time, which means we have to have more users coming in. We have to have more people downloading cryptocurrency wallets, more people getting access through different exchanges, being able to sell their cryptocurrencies, retail investors being able to buy stuff with it, all this kind of stuff. We need all of these things. If you want to have that goal of getting another 3.4 billion people into the cryptocurrency market by 2030, which is the current projection, from 300 million up to 3.7 billion, that's another 3.4 billion people. It's more than a 10x in the total number of cryptocurrency users in the next 8 years. How do we get there? Stories like this, that's how. Indonesia's trading regulator approves trade for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano, along with about 200 other cryptocurrencies. Now, this is very interesting because Indonesia's another one of these countries where we've just seen so much back and forth from regulators. We have religious organizations in the country saying, look, cryptocurrencies, they're not Sharia compliant, so, people shouldn't be using them. And then you have other government agencies, for example, that are saying, well, actually, let's actually let these currencies trade. And so I actually had the Commodity Future Trading Supervisory Agency come out and say, hey, we've issued permits to trade for around 200 different cryptocurrencies. Lots of the top stuff: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance Coin, Polkadot, Chainlink, USDC, Solana, Cardano. Apparently not, though, Shiba Inu, although Dogecoin did make the cut. That's a pretty big deal. Indonesia, one of the world's most populous countries with one of the world's highest internet usage rates. Big deal, potentially, to to see the Commodities Futures Trading Agency saying, look, here is a list of cryptocurrencies that directly have our permission to trade within the country. So, you know, the religious scholars and stuff like that, they're not the ones making the laws. They might have influence over what people think and do, but they're not the ones making the laws. The Commodity Futures Trading Agency, they actually make the laws. That's what they've just done. They've issued out permits for trading more than 200 cryptocurrencies in one of the world's most populous countries. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. That means a couple 100 million more people can get access to cryptocurrencies, or they, not that they weren't able to buy and trade cryptos before, but this gives a lot more certainty to the industry inside of Indonesia, which is a good thing, obviously. So lots of good news. Again, you know, it's so funny because the price sentiment has been so bearish recently. All this good news, it doesn't pump the market. But what it does help us do is build a floor for the market. All of these new buyers, all of these big stories, all of this stuff keeps pushing crypto up and up and up and up and up over time. Watch for that base to keep building. That's the most important thing for us to focus on as investors moving forward as crypto investors and investing on this thesis that yes, we have billions more investors coming. Do not fade that. Of course, those are just my 2 Satoshis. You'll let me know what you think about all this down below in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching today's video, and peace out till next time.